Before we were here, the world was different. Tonight, we walk quietly through ancient New Zealand. If this finds you tonight, subscribe and tap the bell. Each night, a new ancient world will find you again. Close your eyes, breathe slowly, and let the ancient world carry you to sleep. 1871, Canterbury, New Zealand. A muddy swamp at a place called Glenmark. Julius von Haast is sorting through bones. He is the founder of the Canterbury Museum. The swamp has yielded thousands of bones. These are the bones of the moa, giant flightless birds known to science for 30 years. But this morning, von Haast finds something else. A femur, a tarsus, a talon. Almost 4 inches long, curved like a claw. Eagle bones, but far too large. Larger than any eagle alive today. Von Haast describes the bird in 1872. He names it Harpagornis morii. After Charles Moore, a botanist in Sydney. Later, after a century of careful work, the species is renamed Hyraeus morii. Most people know it by another name. The Haast eagle, eagle of Haast, the largest eagle that has ever lived. The Maori had stories, old stories, of a giant bird called puakai. Some called it Te Hokoi, a bird so large it could carry away a man. For 100 years, dismissed as legend. Folklore, children's tales, imagination. They were not. They were memory. Memory of an animal that once flew here. The talon found by von Haast is real. It rests today in a museum drawer. Curved and sharp, 9 centimeters long. The size of a Bengal tiger's claw. The bird that owned it walked these forests across hundreds of thousands of years, above a world of birds without mammals, a world that no human had ever seen. 85 million years ago, the supercontinent split. Gondwana broke apart along ancient fault lines. A long fragment of land drifted east into the deep waters of the southern Pacific. That fragment would one day be New Zealand. When it broke away, it carried life with it. Ferns and beech trees, insects and reptiles, but almost no mammals at all. Only small bats riding the warm currents. No cats, no dogs, no bears. No weasels, no wolves, no deer. None of the mammal lineages that ruled elsewhere. For 85 million years, this absence held. New Zealand drifted on, alone and warm. Tropical seas became cool, temperate forests. Mountains rose along the central ridge. Glaciers came and went with each ice age. The land changed, the birds remained. And the birds began to fill the gaps. Where mammals would have been the herbivores, birds became the herbivores instead. Where mammals would have been the ground predators, birds became the ground predators. Where small mammals would have foraged at night, nocturnal birds did that work too. Even the digging mammals had no counterpart. A flightless bird with a long beak emerged. The ancestor of what we now call the kiwi. Probing the soil for worms in the dark. And as birds filled every niche on the ground, they lost the one thing they did not need: their wings. Flight is expensive. Wings are heavy to maintain. On an island with no terrestrial predators, the energy spent on flight had no return. One by one, the lineages stopped flying. The moa lost their wings completely. Not even the bones remained in their skeletons. They became the largest herbivores in New Zealand. The adzabil lost its wings as well. It walked through the leaves on heavy legs, a pickaxe of a beak ready to strike. The takahe became a flightless rail, larger than any flying rail in the world. The kakapo became the heaviest parrot ever. The only nocturnal parrot, the only flightless parrot. 3 wonders, all on a single island. Even the ducks abandoned the air. Finch's duck became a landlocked forest wanderer. Even the geese laid down their wings. Canemiornis grazed the open tussock plains. 15 kilograms of bird walking through grass. A goose that had forgotten the sky. And in this strange and quiet world, a small eagle from Australia arrived. Perhaps blown across the Tasman Sea on a storm. Perhaps drifting on warm thermal currents. A hawk eagle weighing little more than 1 kilogram. It landed in a forest unlike any other. A forest full of large, slow, flightless prey. A forest with no other predators competing. Every moa it saw was a possible meal. Every adzabil and kakapo and flightless goose, all naive to the idea of aerial attack. None of them had ever heard a warning call. None of them had been hunted from above. Selection began to work, generation by generation. Eagles that grew larger took larger prey. Larger prey meant more food, longer territories. More food meant more eggs, healthier young. Healthier young carried the genes for growth. Talons grew longer, bodies grew heavier. Wings stayed compact for the dense forest. The forest did not reward soaring spans. It rewarded power, it rewarded the strike. Within hundreds of thousands of years, the change was done. The small Australian hawk eagle was gone. In its place, something the world had never seen. An eagle that weighed 15 kilograms. An eagle with talons the size of tiger claws. An eagle that could kill a giant moa. The Haast eagle, New Zealand's only apex, above a forest of birds that did not look up. The world below it was full of life. Moa cropping leaves from the beach canopy. Kakapo climbing tree trunks in the darkness. Adzabil stalking through the layered ferns. Wekow the laughing owl hunting wettas at night. Isles harrier, the largest harrier ever known, drifting low over the riverbeds in daylight. The forest had every sound a forest could make, but none of the sounds were mammalian. No barks, no howls, no chittering of squirrels, only the songs of birds, the rustle of wings, the patter of insects in the leaves, the hiss of distant geysers in the volcanic zones, the wind through the punga ferns and Nothofagus beaches, a world that had grown up alone, a world without mammals finding its own balance. Tonight you are walking through that forest. The air is cool, damp with mist. The light filtered green by layered canopy. A great trunk of beech stretches above you, higher than you can easily see. And somewhere on that trunk, on a branch, something is watching the ground. Motionless, patient, crop full from yesterday, the largest eagle that has ever lived. Her eyes adjust without effort. Her feathers blend into the brown trunk. The forest does not know she is there. The moa do not know she is there. Below her, a giant of 200 kilograms. A female giant moa, head deep in fern, cropping the soft fronds of a tree fern. Unaware, unhurried, unafraid. On these islands, fear of the sky did not exist. The eagle waits, the sun moves across the canopy. Hours pass, the moa moves slowly through the clearing. Then in one single moment, the silence breaks. But that moment is for a later chapter. For now, we are simply here, standing inside a forest that no longer exists, listening to the wind in the ancient beach. For a very long time, the question seemed simple. Where did the Haast eagle come from? Which other eagle was its closest cousin? The natural assumption was the largest living eagles. Perhaps the Steller's sea eagle of Russia. 9 kilograms of bird, 2.5 meter wings, or the harpy eagle of South America. Also 9 kilograms with massive forest hunting talons, or the wedge-tailed eagle of Australia. A neighbor across the Tasman Sea. The shape of the bones suggested a great eagle. So scientists looked among the great eagles. That assumption held for over a century. Then, in 2005, the answer arrived. A team led by Michael Bunce. Working in the Honeycomb Hill Caves on the west coast, recovered Haast eagle bones with intact ancient DNA preserved in the cool, dry cave for centuries. They sequenced the genetic code, fragment by fragment, then compared it to every living eagle. The match did not arrive from where they expected. The match arrived from a very small bird. A small hawk of Australia called the little eagle. Hyraetus morphnoidus, about 1 kilogram of bird, a wingspan barely over a meter. Small enough to fit in 2 cupped hands. Pale brown above, pale buff below. Hunts rabbits and lizards in the dry interior. A modest, common, easily overlooked bird. That little bird is the closest living relative of the largest eagle that ever lived. The math of that connection is startling. A little eagle weighs about 1 kilogram. A female Haast eagle weighed up to 15 times the body mass of its cousin. And the divergence time, based on the DNA, was only about 700,000 years ago. Possibly less, perhaps 1 million at the outside. In evolution, that is no time at all. Long after our own ancestors became human, long after the great mammoths had walked Eurasia, a small Australian hawk, no larger than a pet bird, had become the heaviest eagle the world has known. Without competition, without predators above it, without the limits that shape a body plan, evolution had been given permission to push. And in less than 1 million years, it had pushed. This is what biologists call insular gigantism, the runaway growth of an animal on an island, where ecological constraints are released, where larger size brings more reward than risk. The Haast eagle is one of the most extreme cases of insular gigantism known in any vertebrate lineage. A bird the size of a kestrel arrived. Across the Tasman Sea, blown by a storm. A bird the size of a small leopard departed. From the same lineage, hundreds of thousands of years later, talons the length of a Bengal tiger's claws. A strike that could kill a 200-kilo bird. That is the depth of the change. That is the depth of what an island can do. When nothing in the way pushes back. The moa had no defense against this animal. No past memory of predators from above. Their entire lineage stretched back 40 million years. 40 million years without an aerial hunter. 40 million years of looking down, not up. And in less than 1 million years, that changed. A new apex appeared above the forest canopy, watching the herds from a hidden branch. Crop full, patient, selecting. Choosing the smaller female, the slower juvenile, the one with the soft pelvic bones exposed below, choosing the moment when the sun would not glint, choosing the moment when the wind would not carry sound, a predator that had not existed in this forest, that now existed completely, fully formed, as if the world had simply made it. Out of a 1-kilogram Australian hawk eagle, whose cousin still flies over the dry interior, hunting small lizards in pale morning light, unaware that the largest eagle of all time was its near family only a few branches back. There is something quiet about this fact, that such transformations are possible so fast that a body plan is not a fixed thing. It is a dance between an animal and its world. Change the world, the animal changes too. Remove the constraints, the body finds new shapes. Add an island, add some giants on the ground. Remove the rivals and wait 1,000,000 seasons, and the bird that fits in 2 hands will grow to fill the empty sky, until it weighs as much as a young leopard, until its talons sink into the pelvis of a moa at a strike speed near 80 kilometers an hour, until it is what we now call the Haast eagle. But none of this was known in 1871, when Julius von Haast first held the talon. None of this was known when he first wrote. None of this was known for 100 years more, until the bones in the Honeycomb Hill caves gave up their secrets to a careful DNA sequencer, and the story arrived at last. That the largest eagle of all time was a cousin of one of the smaller ones, separated by less than 1,000,000 seasons, separated by one storm-blown crossing of an ocean, separated by a forest full of giants and silence. Tonight, that forest is gone. The eagle is gone, the moa are gone, but the little eagle still flies in Australia, still hunts in the dry inland morning, carries within it the genes of a giant cousin, a cousin parted by one shift of the earth, a cousin parted by 1,000,000 seasons of food, a cousin separated by an island full of giants. Tonight you settle into the forest of memory. The small Australian eagle is sleeping in its nest, tucked in the fork of a stringy bark tree. Here in a deeper forest of older time, her giant cousin is preparing to drop from a branch. There were 9 species of moa on these islands, 3 on the North Island, 6 on the South. Together, they had no equal on Earth. No other landmass had ratite birds this large. The closest comparison is in fossils alone. The elephant birds of Madagascar, also extinct. The moa were New Zealand's complete vegetarian guild. They did the work that hoofed mammals do elsewhere. They cropped the leaves and ferns of the forests. They moved in small groups, sometimes alone. They lived for decades, perhaps half a century. They laid 1 or 2 eggs at a time. Slow growers, slow movers, slow lives. At the heart of the family stood Dinornis, the largest of all the moa lineages. Of Dinornis, there were 2 species today recognized. The northern species of the North Island, the southern species of the South Island. Both reached towering heights when fully grown, but the size depended on which sex you watched. Female Dinornis stood 3.5 meters tall. Head raised, neck stretched up toward the canopy. She weighed up to 250 kilograms, or in older measurement, 500 pounds. The male was a different bird entirely. Smaller, slimmer, perhaps a third her mass. 85-90 kilograms at most. The difference was so extreme between sexes that for decades, scientists thought they were 2 species, one called Dinornis, one called the smaller form. Only ancient DNA, 2 centuries later, resolved it. Bunce and colleagues in 2009 sequenced the genes from male and female bones and found the same species, only different sizes. Female Dinornis was simply much larger than the male. Reverse sex dimorphism, taken to a great extreme, common in birds of prey, rare in this degree. A 500-pound female beside a 100-pound male, both walking the same forest, browsing the same leaves. Beside Dinornis lived the heavy-footed moa, Pachyornis, whose name describes its build. Stocky, broad, with massive, thick foot bones. A short-legged, slow-moving creature of the dry plains. She weighed about 145 kilograms when grown, a bird the size of a small grown cow. She browsed in the open Canterbury tussock grass, where the sun beat down without forest cover. She was an easier kill than the great Dinornis, but she stood her ground when threatened. Slower to flee, easier to ambush from above. Higher up in the mountains lived another moa, Megalapteryx, the upland moa. The smallest of the family, perhaps 30 kilograms, built for cold air, slope, and tussock line. Active above the tree line in summer. Sheltering in alpine caves through the long winters. Some of these caves preserved them perfectly. Mount Owen Cave gave up a Megalapteryx mummy, 3,300 years dead. Skin intact, feathers in place, claws preserved. Even the dry remnants of eyes were visible. She had died in the cool quiet of stone, and the cool quiet had held her there. Of all moa species, Megalapteryx lived longest. In remote valleys far from the lowland forests, she may have survived a century past the others. A final scattering in the highest alpine retreats. Below those heights, on the forested ridges, lived the smaller bush moa, the bush moa, a medium moa, 25 to 65 kilograms, adapted to dense beech forest understory. Browsing low ferns, the green undergrowth shoots, she overlapped with Haast eagle territory the most. Hidden in dappled light, then suddenly visible. A pause in the wrong clearing was enough. Among the moa walked the other flightless birds. The adzabil in particular was striking. 16 to 18 kilograms of stocky body. Strong legs and heavy thighs and a pickaxe beak. Hooked, sharp, capable of splitting small bones. The adzabil was a mini apex of the ground. An omnivore eating reptiles and eggs and birds. She walked through the leaves with weight, crashing through ferns with each step. Her ancestors had been flying rails long ago. In her present body, no wings remained. Or what wings she had were merely small stubs. Not enough to lift her off the ground. Not enough to fly out of danger. When the Haast eagle struck, the adzabil ran. But running was rarely fast enough. Canopy ornis, the flightless goose, was also here. 15 to 18 kilograms of grazing bird. She walked along the river flats and tussock margins, cropping grass with a broad goosebill. Brown plumage, stubby useless wings. A goose who had forgotten the sky entirely. Lower in the forest, Finch's duck waddled. 2 kilograms of flightless duck on muddy banks, drinking from the slow-flowing forest streams. Even ducks had given up the air here. Above all of this walked the moa, a 500-pound female threading the beech canopy, her long neck reaching the tender leaves. Her feet planted carefully in the moss. Her eyes scanning, but only forward and down. Not up, there had been nothing up for forever. The wind moved the highest branches above her. A shadow shifted on a thick mossy bough. The shadow did not move again. The shadow had not moved for hours. The shadow had not moved for most of the day. The Haast eagle was on the branch above. Her crop was full from a kill 2 days ago. But it would not stay full forever. A moa kill could feed her young for weeks, provided the kill was successful. Provided the strike came at the right moment. Provided no eel's harrier was nearby to challenge. Provided the prey did not see the descent. She waited. She had waited many hours before. Her eyes adjusted constantly to the changing light. Her muscles, immense for her size, were still. The forest moved around her. She did not move. The female moa walked deeper into the clearing, toward a patch of soft punga fern, where she would lower her head to graze, where the angle of her body would shift, where her pelvis would face the open sky. And the eagle in the canopy began to move. At the Honeycomb Hill Caves, the evidence lies. Moa pelvic bones, recovered from layered cave silt, bear the marks of an eagle's strike. 2 symmetrical puncture wounds, side by side, driven from above into the upper pelvis. The bone broken inward at the impact point. The same pattern at Ment Owen in Nelson. The same pattern at Pyramid Valley in Canterbury. The same pattern at many South Island sites. The talons came down on the pelvis from behind. The 2 main claws of each foot drove inward. The smaller claws gripped from the other side. The moa was anchored, held, locked. Internal trauma followed, hemorrhage, collapse. The moa fell forward into the moss, and the eagle rode the falling body down. The reconstruction is owed to Brathwaite, a paleontologist of the early 90s, who studied the wounds, the talon dimensions, the wing geometry, the available pursuit angles, and worked backward from the bones to the strike. The eagle perched motionless for many hours on a thick limb of a notophagus tree. Above a clearing the moa might pass through. Eyes wide, pupils tracking the slow movement below. Her body weight settled comfortably on the limb. Her talons relaxed but ready in the bark. When the moa stopped to lower her head, when the angle of the pelvis exposed the soft bone, the eagle launched silently from the branch. Compact wings opening to begin the descent. Gravity took her first, then the wings shaped her path. Acceleration built quickly, smoothly, with no sound. By the moment of impact, the strike velocity was about 80 kilometers an hour. 50 miles an hour, the speed of a car. At that velocity, with that body weight, 15 kilograms of bird hitting the pelvis. The forces involved were astonishing. Talons 9 centimeters long, recurved like fishhooks, pierced the pelvic bone of the moa, driving through the soft trabecular interior, tearing the blood vessels that ran along it. The moa staggered. The moa did not run far. Within seconds, her balance failed. Within a minute, her legs folded beneath her. Within minutes, she was no longer alive. The eagle on her pelvis rode her down. Wings folded close, talons locked deep. When the moa came to rest, the eagle did too. Pressed against the warm flank in the moss. A pause, the forest was quiet again. Birdsong slowly returned to the canopy above. A wren resumed its territorial call. Insects clicked in the broken ferns. The eagle began the work of feeding. She did not eat the soft tissues first. She did not eat the way a lion eats. Eagles work into the body from open wounds, talons gripping, beak tearing carefully, pulling protein and fat from the carcass. A 200-kilo moa was a vast resource. Months of food if the kill could be defended. She fed for hours, slowly, methodically. Crop expanding, hunger fading, eyes still watchful. Above her, occasionally a shadow passed. Isle's Harrier, drifting low, would see the kill. But Ailes' Harrier was only 3 kilograms. Against the giant eagle, the Harrier did not land. She continued past, looking for smaller meals. The Haast eagle returned to her work. When she was full, she rose to the branch above, stood guard from the canopy on the kill, slept lightly, woke at the slightest movement, returned to feed when hunger called her down. This was the rhythm, the patience, the strike. Then days or weeks of feeding from one carcass. A Haast eagle did not need to hunt daily. A great moa kill provided slow, steady food. For an adult, perhaps a month of meals. For a pair with chicks, more frequent kills. But still slow by a predator's standards. A territory might cover thousands of square kilometers. Across the South Island, perhaps a few hundred pairs, each pair commanding a long valley, a ridge complex. Their nests were high in great trees, or on rocky shelves where they could be defended. 1 or 2 eggs at a time, rarely more. Long incubation, long fledging period. The young eagles learned slowly, over many seasons. They watched their mother strike. They watched her feed. They watched her return to the high branch to wait. Patience, stillness, then the one perfect descent. Haast eagle wings were short for her body mass. A modern eagle of like weight, if any existed, would have a wingspan of 4 meters or more. The Haast eagle had less than 3. The reason was the forest, the dense beach. A 4-meter wingspan cannot maneuver between trunks. The Haast eagle hunted by drop, not by chase. She did not soar over open plains. She did not glide for hours like a golden eagle. She perched and watched and fell from her branch. Like a giant goshawk scaled up tenfold. A compact body, strong wings, devastating talons, a creature of the forest, not of the sky. And the moa, walking through the same forest, had no defense against this kind of hunter. Her ancestors, going back 40 million years, had never been hunted from above by anything. Her eyes were set wide for ground danger. Her hearing was tuned to other moa and streams. Her instincts were to look forward, to look down. Never up. There was no reason to look up. Across 40 million years, nothing had come from above. And then, in less than 1 million years, something did, something fell from the canopy. Something with talons the size of tiger claws. Something that no moa would ever learn to expect. The Haast eagle was in puzzle that the moa would never solve in time, because something else was coming for them all soon. Beneath the Haast eagle, the predator guild was layered. Elis harrier hunted at middle altitude. 3 kilograms, the largest harrier ever known. A wingspan close to a golden eagle's. She drifted low over riverbanks and forest clearings, looking for smaller flightless birds and lizards. A saddleback or young adzabil in the branches, perhaps the occasional young moa if luck held. But the great moa were not her prey. That niche belonged entirely to the Haast eagle. At night, when the Haast eagle slept on her branch, the forest belonged to Wekau, the laughing owl, a medium owl with a pale white face. 600 grams of nocturnal hunter. She hunted geckos and frogs and beetles and wetas, the wetas, large cricket-sized insects of New Zealand, some of them the size of a small mouse. She moved through the canopy on silent wings. Her call gave her her common name. A series of laughing, descending notes, repeated through the still forest air, calling laughter from the dark canopy above. A laugh in the dark, then silence again. Wekau outlived all the other great extinct birds. She survived past the moa, past the adzabil, past the Haast eagle and Eils harrier, into the historical period of European settlement. Her last confirmed sighting was 1914. A small population in the rocky South Island south. She died slowly as cats and rats arrived. As her foraging style left her vulnerable, she was the last laugh of the old forest. On the ground, the adzabil walked through the litter. 18 kilograms of beak and powerful legs. Her own small empire of leaves and root. Beside her, smaller birds filled the lower canopy. Saddlebacks, stitchbirds, bellbirds, twees. The huia with its black plumage and orange wattles, whose males and females had different beak shapes. A degree of beak dimorphism unique among birds. The Piopio thrush of New Zealand sang in trees. Kokako with its haunting deep flute call. Bush wren in the lower branches, quail in the grass, a forest choir filling the daylight hours. And beneath all of them, hidden by the ferns, lived a creature older than the dinosaurs. Sphenodon punctatus, the tuatara. Not a lizard or snake or anything modern. The last survivor of an entire reptile order. The Rhynchocephalia, which diverged from the lizards more than 240 million years ago, before the first dinosaur walked on Earth. Before the first mammal evolved its warm blood, while the tuatara's lineage simply continued, through the Triassic, through the Jurassic, through the Cretaceous, watching the dinosaurs come and go, through the Great Extinction at 66 million years, through the rise of mammals, the rise of birds, all the way down to the moa walking past, all the way to the Haast eagle above. A small reptile the length of a forearm, a crest of soft spines along her back, a third eye visible as a pale spot, in a thin patch of scaleless skin on her crown, sensitive to changes in light through the day, teeth fused as ridges on the jawbone itself, not separate teeth like a modern lizard, cold tolerant, active at 5 degrees Celsius. She might live for over 100 years. She watched the moa walk past with patient eyes, the same patient eyes her ancestors had used. To watch the first dinosaurs walk past ages before, New Zealand was an island of survivors. The tuatara was the deepest survivor of all, a reptile that had outlived an entire dynasty, a reptile that lives on a few small islands. On Stevens Island, on the Brothers Islands, slow, patient, as she has always been. The forest above her changed many times. The forest below her changed even more. But the tuatara walked in deep, slow time. And the rhythms of deep time were her rhythms. Tonight, somewhere on a quiet, protected island, a tuatara is sleeping under a stone. Around the year 1280, in the common era in our familiar calendar, the first Polynesian seafarers reached New Zealand. Their ancestors had voyaged outward from East Polynesia, across thousands of kilometers of open ocean, in twin-keel canoes navigating by stars and swells, a long, quiet journey to a southern island. When they arrived, they found a world prepared, a world that had no fear of humans, because no humans had ever stepped onto this land. The moa did not flee at their approach. The moa walked toward the strange new visitors, curious, slow, unafraid as ever. The Adzabil stood still in the leaves. The kakapo froze in place when threatened. A trick that worked against hunting eagles. A trick that did not work against humans with spears. Over the next 150 years, the hunting began. Archaeological sites across both islands fill with bones, moa middens, tens of thousands of butchered birds. Some sites suggest single seasons of mass slaughter. The moa population could not recover. Their reproduction was too slow, their numbers too few. By the year 1400, they were nearly gone. The youngest moa bones date to that century. The alpine megalapteryx persisted longest. In remote valleys, perhaps a century more. But she too vanished slowly into the high stones. The Haast eagle did not adapt. She could not, she was bound to the moa. No other prey was large enough for her. Adzabils could feed her in lean years. But Adzabils also faded as humans hunted them. Isles Harrier disappeared, Canamiornis disappeared. The vast, slow herbivores of the forest were gone. The Haast eagle had nothing left to drop on. Across decades, she starved in her own territory. The last breeding pairs failed to raise young. Then the last single individuals failed to mate. Then the last solitary bird went quietly hungry. Around the year 1400, she was gone. The largest eagle that has ever lived had survived hundreds of thousands of years in a forest of slow giants and quiet light. She did not survive 150 years in a forest from which the giants were taken away. Her bones settled into the swamps and caves, where Julius von Haast found them centuries later. Tonight, the forests of New Zealand are quieter. The moa do not browse the beach canopy. The Adzabil does not walk through the leaves. The Haast eagle does not perch above the clearing. Isles Harrier no longer drifts above the rivers. Wee Cow no longer laughs in the dark hours. Canamiornis no longer grazes the open tussock plains. Finch's duck no longer wanders the muddy banks. The forest is still alive and beautiful today, but many of its largest residents are gone. Yet in a few quiet places, something remains. On Stevens Island and on the Brothers, the tuatara still walks under the ferns. A reptile older than the first dinosaurs. Still slow, still patient, still surviving on a handful of predator-free offshore islands. The kakapo still climbs through low branches at night. Mossy green and owl-faced and flightless. Fewer than 300 individuals remain alive, tracked with care and slowly recovering. She is the last of the heavy parrots, the last of the great flightless parrots ever. Far across the Tasman Sea in dry Australia, the little eagle still hunts at sunrise. Pale buff, barely a kilogram, easy to overlook. Her genes still hold the memory of a giant cousin, whose great wings once shaded a southern forest, whose talons sank into the pelvis of a moa, whose patient gaze swept the canopy from above. The Haast eagle is gone, the moa are gone. The Adzabil, the harrier, the Wekau owl, the flightless goose and duck and bush rails, all gone in less than 2 human centuries. A world of birds without mammals, fading into bones. For tens of thousands of years, that world was real. Birds were the herbivores, birds were the predators. A reptile older than the dinosaurs walked below, and above them all, on a quiet branch, watched a creature with the wings of a hawk and the mass of a young leopard, grown from a hawk that fit 2 cupped hands. slowly across a million seasons in the green light.